Hey guys! So it's been a little bit since I've vlogged. I just haven't really had anything to talk about. I mean, I have, but I haven't had the time to like sit down and talk about it. This is completely unrelated to what I've been wanting to talk about, but I was inspired, so here we are. Kind of lately I've been wondering, well, not wondering, but like just doing a lot of thinking. Why do I even social media? Like, what's the point? Social media has a lot of positives, which I'll talk about later, but it also has a lot of negatives in the sense that, we see these carefully selected portions of people's lives, you know, perfectly planned moments that are intended for other people to see. Perfectly posed, perfectly filtered, perfect outfit, perfect makeup, perfect, I don't know, lighting, perfect food. And like, I'm not exempt from any of this. I do this all the time. And then of course we get, transparency when people are being honest. And I genuinely believe a lot of people are being honest, but still, even with the transparency, it's selective transparency. Like, we get to select what we're transparent about. It's not like you're being followed around with a camera 24/7 and some random person, snaps a piece of your life and says exactly what's happening at that point in time. No, we pick what we put out there. And like I said, I'm the same way. So like, it makes me wonder, because that can give a lot of false expectations for people. Like, I feel like we spend so much time scrolling and tapping and liking and favoriting and retweeting, and we see, what people with large followings are doing and what they're posting and, the food they're eating. Or like, I feel like there's like trends in, nut butters, for example. Like, oh, this person's eating this nut butter, like that's what I should be eating. Or like, that's the new thing. And we feel like we have to get it in order to fit in. Or I feel like there's a lot of people that feel like they have to compete or get lean or whatever to fit in the fitness internet community. And that's not true. And I know this is super ironic for me to be talking about this as a fitness competitor, but like I said, I've been spending a lot of time wondering, why do I even social media? Like, I started becoming passionate about fitness back in like 2013. Towards the end of, I started lifting like in 2012, but I wasn't that serious about it. And I got really passionate about it, especially when I went off to college for the first time. And like, I was like any other teenager, my Instagram and my Twitter were just outlets for me to post about my life. Like, if I would hang out with friends or, like birthday parties or this, that, and the other thing, like graduations, blah, blah, blah. So as my life became more geared towards fitness, and as I became more passionate about fitness, that's what I wanted to talk about. So that's what I did talk about. And some people liked it, some people hated it, like, but that's what I loved, so I talked about it. And I didn't have a large following by any means then. Like, my following when I first started fitness and when I first became passionate about it was like people that I knew from real life. Like less than 1,000 people, And, when I decided to compete for the first time, when I decided to do prep for the first time, I didn't have a large following on social media, but did that change my desire to do it? No. I always wanted to do it for my own reasons, and for whatever reason, people wanted to follow that. So I guess, where am I even going with this? I was passionate about health and fitness and training long before I had 33,000 followers on Instagram. Like, that number, there may be 8 billion people in the world, but that number seems really large to me. And that, it's crazy to think about how many people see what I put out there on a daily basis. And I don't know, I just feel like if I have that kind of a platform, or like the 4,000 of you on YouTube that are watching this, if I have that kind of ability to talk to people, I want to say something important. Social media culture can be very negative. Like, if you're sitting here watching this, I guarantee at some point, and I'm this way too, at some point you've seen somebody's post or seen a person on social media and thought, wow, their life looks so great. Like, I want my life to be like that. But you're only seeing a square box and like a paragraph long caption of their life, or their YouTube video that they have carefully chopped and transitioned and captioned and all that stuff to put out there to the masses. It's a form of media. Media is altered. And I'm going to try not to edit this video at all so I don't fall into that category. I'm just kind of rambling right now. But anyway, so yeah, recently I've been wondering, like, why do I even social media? Like, what's the point? And then I got a very, very sweet email from a girl today. And I'll just read like a little bitty caption of it. Just because it was a long email, but just like this, I get a lot of emails and I don't always reply to them, or at least not in a timely manner because I'm a really busy person. But I was just sitting around at night and I saw this one, and like this girl told me like her whole life story about like her struggles with like eating disorders and body image and all that stuff. And she said, but here I am. I'm currently 140 pounds and I feel beautiful. I feel strong, happy, and healthy, and that's worth way more than fitting a size 0. Not that there's anything wrong with that. My genetics did not naturally inherit me to be that small in my legs. You feel me? LOL. It's people like you that make me look forward to life. And I'm getting like teary as I read that. Why do I always cry? I'm such a feeler. It's the diet. But just, and this is where I get into the positives of social media. I think the biggest thing, okay, I have always been very intrinsically motivated. Like, my journey in fitness, in life, in school, in education, in whatever, my journey is mine and it's for me. You know, I've always said to myself and like to Eric and everything, the day that I don't genuinely enjoy doing something is the day that I stop doing it. Like, if there's ever a time when competing makes me hate training, which is what I love to do, then why would I compete anymore? You know, I never want to do anything solely to please other people or for someone else. What I do with my life is ultimately for me. But the positives of social media, I remember when I first started training and working out and learning about nutrition and fitness and all that stuff, just how good I felt about myself for taking care of myself. I struggled a lot in my youth with body image, and I had a dance teacher tell me when I was 8 years old that I would never be a dancer because of my body and the way that it looked and the way that it was built. And that kind of, for those of you that don't know, like, I have a history with bulimia and exercise anorexia, and I don't want to get into that right now. But I've struggled a lot, is what I'm saying, with who I am. And I also spent a lot of time when I was younger doing things to please other people or to fit in with the right crowd, whoever that is. And being in relationships where I let people control me and just this, that, and the other thing. And I wasn't truly living for myself, but I remember when I started training, like, that's when I grew into who I am. And that thing that helps you grow into who you are, it's going to be different for every person. It's not going to be fitness for every person. For you, it might be music or art or fashion or whatever. Or like I said in the very first vlog that I ever did, that's not even on this channel, maybe you're like really into knitting and that's what you love. But I remember that feeling for the first time, just being comfortable with myself and doing things because I genuinely wanted to do them and because I genuinely love them. And that's a feeling that no one can take from you. And just the fact that being yourself is such a wild concept for our culture that it doesn't make any sense to me, because isn't that what we're all supposed to be doing, is being ourselves? Like, what else are you being if you're not being you? Think about that for a second. Are you being yourself? Are you doing things because you genuinely want to do them, or are you doing them out of obligation that you feel? Whether it be, you know, to get more likes on social media, or to please your parents, or to please your friends, or to please your teachers, or to please your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or whoever. Are you really doing things for yourself? Ask yourself that question and give it a long, hard think, because you might not realize until you sit down and think about it. But I do this genuinely for me. And again, like I said before, like sometimes I wonder, why do I share all that with people? And I don't know, I've never really like given it much thought. Like I've never really been like, I want to share my soul with the internet. Like that was never a thought that crossed my mind. I just did it. And as I've quote unquote grown, I never really thought about the fact that I've grown and the fact that I shared my life until now. Like the past few days, I'm like, why do I tell people all these things? Like, why do I share that? And I guess, you know, in typical fashion, God's timing is perfect. Like when I'm wondering why I do all of this stuff, I get this email, and this girl, she feels happy, she feels healthy, she feels strong, she feels beautiful, and she looks forward to life. And she's at a healthy weight for her height, and she's eating to fuel her body, and she feels good. And the fact that I've been able to play even just a small little role in that, that's why social media can be a good thing, is because you can positively impact other people. A lot of people are really negative on social media. A lot of people leave mean comments just to be mean. But think about the opportunity that you have with the words that you say. People say sticks and stones, but we all know that the things that people say have an impact, okay? Like, if you've ever heard a mean comment, it's hurt you, or if you've gotten a really nice compliment, it's made you smile. Like, words have an impact. Use your words wisely. Use your words to be effective. Don't just use your words to be poisonous. There's enough negative crap in the world. Like, use your words to bring people up. We don't have enough of that. Use your words to encourage people to be who they are. Like I said, that's still the biggest mind-blowing fact to me, is that it's like inspirational or whatever that I am myself. Why is that so inspirational when that's what we should all be being? I would love to see a world where we're all just doing stuff because that's what we love. And that's ultimately what I'm here, like, that's why I do fitness, because it's what I love. That's why I do bodybuilding, because it's what I love. That's why I eat ice cream, is because it's what I love. Occasionally. I love it always, but I only eat it occasionally, especially with low macros. But that's not where I'm going with this. Emily, stay on track, please. But yeah. If you use social media, I don't even know why I'm making this video, but if you use social media, please use it for the better. You know, I've been able to make a lot of really great connections and friendships with people through social media, and it's just nice to be encouraged by other people, whether they be in person around you or on the internet. Now, let's face it, we live in a very technological culture, like, especially people that are young. I'm 20 years old. My generation is a technological generation. So just think about the impact, how much we're all on our phones or on our technology and whatnot. I think, first of all, we need to spend more time in real life and less time scrolling. But we still are going to be spending a lot of time using technology. So use that for the positive. And you can change not only your own life, but the life of someone around you. And like I said, this journey is ultimately always for me. And social media, you know what, like having followers on social media, it's not going to make you a better competitor. It's not going to make you place. It's not going to get you trophies, because the judges don't care how many followers you have on Instagram. But if my journey was solely about trophies or winning, then I would be doing myself a disservice. And so the fact that I can not only share my life with people and grow myself, but to impact other people to do the same for themselves, that's why I do social media. It can be a really negative thing, but it can also be a really positive thing. And I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that, because that girl, she says that I've helped her, like, feel better about herself and changed her life even in a small way. But she just changed my life today and reminded me why the internet is still a cool place. But yeah. That's my, like, Dunc rambling for today. I'm gonna try and be back on my vlogging game a little bit better. But yeah, so there's me talking about peace, love, and being nice to people on the internet and to being your freaking self because you're wonderful. And just do this right now. Hug yourself right now. Because you're cool. Just how you are. Not because of your square picture on Instagram or whatever. You're cool because you're you, and you should share that with people. Alright.